It's low key, and I say I am. Mr. Super Facts. Here come my fucking allergies, man. Getting fucking hives on my hand and shit. Might be that soap. Alright, today's topic, we're going to be discussing piece of shit maxing. Because as you know, the average person is a piece of shit. But today we're going to be explaining piece of shit maxing in relationships. Okay? How you spell peace? Alright. Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Damn. Maxing in relationships explained. So I'm going to explain a relationship, what a healthy relationship is supposed to be like, using a home, using a 4-story home or a 3-story home, whatever the fuck. A few story homes as an example, okay? So the first story of the home, we'll say it's the basement or whatever. The foundation of the home is the basement, okay? Drawing some grass and shit. Okay. So the foundation is the basement, aka the basic understanding. I haven't wrote shit in so long. Okay? So the basement is the basic understanding. All right? The basement of your foundation in a relationship is your basic understanding of how to interact with another human being. A piece of shit doesn't care about that. God damn it. Okay? The average person in today's world in 2026 doesn't know how to fucking have healthy fucking normal interactions with another human being. So the foundation is already fucked up. Okay? These people are like autistic pieces of shit, respectfully. So the first level is the basic understanding of how to have a healthy interaction with another human being. You know, shit like social cues, you know, what's understood doesn't have to be said. You know, when you're making somebody uncomfortable, when you're like, what boundaries not to cross, you know, real basic shit, you know, respect, right? You know, shit like that, right? You have to build the foundation and the first level of a healthy relationship has to be built on the basement, which is basic understanding. Okay, the first floor, because I like to live in a big house. I want to live in a big house. So the first floor, when you walk in, okay, it's going to be, what What the fuck did I say it was? Goals in a relationship. Your first floor in your relationship should be your goals. Your goals are going to be built. Another thing that a pieces of shit don't have goals in life. They bum max. Okay. Bums. Pieces of shit bum max. The goals in a relationship have to be built on the basic understanding of how to properly and healthily interact with a human being. If you don't even know how to if you can't even get that far to just have a consistent decency, let's have a real conversation. Habitual integrity, let's have another real conversation. Then you can't even get to the part where you can create goals together in a relationship. Let's have a real conversation. So the first level of the home, well, the first floor, okay, above the foundation should be goals. Goals. The second floor, okay? There's some windows in this motherfucker. All right? The second story. I'm running out of fucking room on this little ass pussy ass board, man. The second story of a healthy relationship that pieces of shit don't understand should be built on sacrifice. SACRFICE. Sacrifice. Oh shit, this is crazy. Yo, no spell check in real time is crazy. Okay? All right? Second story has to be built on sacrifice. Okay? Your goals have to be built on a basic understanding. Why are we here? And then your sacrifice has to be built on, you have to make sacrifices to achieve the goals in your relationship. If you ain't making no sacrifices and you sitting on your hands, don't expect anything productive to come from that. Sacrifice to a piece of shit is like a fucking kryptonite. Okay? Pieces of shit have an entitlement complex to where they feel the entire world revolves around them. My nose is running. What the fuck? Where's all the fucking goddamn hold on, y'all. I gotta blow my nose. Okay. All right. Pieces of shit. If you tell a piece of shit, hey, well, if you really want this, especially in a relationship, if you want us to work out, you're gonna have to sacrifice some things like your attitude and your state of mind. Did I say your attitude? They're not trying to hear that shit because being a piece of shit is their nature. Next level, okay? Your goals are built on basic understanding. You have to sacrifice to make your goals manifest, to bring them to life, the next level. Okay? Is life. We're talking about relationships here. Okay? And when you're in a relationship, these goals that you're making sacrifices for to build a life together with your partner. On the Bonnie and Clyde side of the game. Okay? Alright? Shit looking like a condo. This shit look like staring at my project window. Like on the ice, it's looking like some projects over here, man. God damn. So anyway, you're trying to build a relationship with a life partner. This is where life happens. This is my favorite level. This is the work. Pieces of shit are lazy. Like I said before, they prefer to bum max. They're entitlement. They're creatures of entitlement. Let's have a real conversation. They're creatures of entitlement. More, gimme, more. Okay? So the third floor, or the third story of the house, is where life. That's my favorite floor because I enjoy the work. I enjoy doing the small things that involve keeping a relationship. That's me personally. I like catering to my bitch. But if my bitch is a piece of shit, she's not going to appreciate all the things I'm doing to cater to her funky ass. Let's have a real conversation. Sit here rubbing this bitch feet. All right. So the last floor or level, we'll say this is the roof. How the fuck am I gonna draw this shit? We'll say this is the roof. Ooh, man. And then we'll put like some stars up in the sky and shit. Cause the roof is cool too, but my favorite floor is the third floor. So then we have the roof. The roof is the reward. Once you build up, once you have a basic understanding and you build your goals on basic understanding of how to properly, healthily interact with the person that you want to be with. Okay? You sacrifice to make those goals, to bring them in fruition. Is that the right way to use that word? And you make the sacrifices for the life that you want, that you desperately need, cause don't nobody else want your ugly ass. And the reward is the rooftop with the bout. You know what I'm saying? The rooftop. You ever been to a rooftop party? With some PYT, some fine shit. And ready and willing to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Press charges, ready to me too your ass. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a real conversation, man. The drinks is hitting, okay? That me too, boy. That white lady, you gonna see that white lady in your dreams that be on the podium. So when you get to afterlife, nigga, hurry up and write this shit, man. At the roof, where you looking up at the stars and shit. Where the fuck draw a chair? I'm trying to draw a chair. I haven't drawn a chair in a minute. And a table and shit. you got bottle service, all types of shit. The reward is love. The reward is love. Love is cool. I'm not gonna hate on love. Shout out love, right? Shout out love. But, you know, like I was saying earlier, if a person is a piece of shit, if it's in their nature to be a POS, then they interpret their version of love is most likely not your version of love, okay? They're approaching love from a very different perspective. Let's have a real conversation. If we keeping it a buck, it's hard to love a person that's a piece of shit. And a lot of us embrace the challenge and fail, okay? But at the end of the day, in a healthy relationship, okay, love is supposed to be the reward that includes trust, right? That includes loyalty. That includes being chosen, right? Being somebody's first choice, their priority. Hello, kid. Hello, kid. How many of you motherfuckers have never been chosen? Raise your hand. It's not like I can see the shit, right? So these are the side effects of love. Being chosen. Being with somebody that's consistent. Being with somebody that makes time for you. That you don't have to ask for. You turn around, you're like, oh shit. Motherfucker just here. Okay? But we live in a world when the average person is a piece of shit. So don't expect none of this. Don't expect any of this. This is all just... This is what life could have been if you chose a motherfucker that actually wanted to be with you, okay? So that's basically my lecture on piece of shit maxing. Have you ever been in a relationship? Have you ever had a rendezvous with a piece of shit? Once again, we'll go through it one last time. The basement, which is it's supposed to be, in theory, the strongest level of the entire structure, okay, is a basic understanding. A basic understanding. Treat people how you want to be treated. But if they a piece of shit, if it's in their blood, if it's running through their veins, then they just gonna treat you like a piece of shit. Let's have a real conversation. Now you need goals. You gotta come to the table and sit down. You need a whiteboard. And you gotta write down your goals. What are your goals? Y'all wanna be broke and happy or rich and miserable? Pick one. Pick a struggle. You gotta make sacrifices for them goals. Some niggas might have to sell their fucking souls. Some nigga might have to put a price tag on their booty hole. A bitch might have to go on car dates, okay? Backpaged and they done fucked up. Backpaged and fucked up the rent money. Let's have a real conversation. Backpaged and fucked up the rent money. OnlyFans ain't jumping. OnlyFans ain't jumping. Okay? And what kind of life? You gotta work. When you in a relationship, this shit is a full-time job. This shit is like a quadruple full-time job, bro. You gotta work even when you want to kill the motherfucker you with, huh? Hi, low-key. Motherfucker, you gotta work. You gotta work even when you want to kill the motherfucker you with. You gotta work through those emotions. Huh? Got an 18-inch machete. Allegedly. And I can't use it. And the reward is always gonna be love, man. You gotta deal with a lot of shit. You got to deal with a lot of shit just fucking talking to another person. And now we talking about planning a life together and shit like that. And kids, groceries, insurance, nigga. Fuck this shit, bro. Fuck everything about this. This sucks. This will suck. If you're with a piece of shit, this is gonna suck. This will suck for you. You will hate this. You will regret it. But then after a while, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to how much this shit sucks. And you'll just accept it. That's the fucked up part of being with a piece of shit. After a while, you'll just accept it. And I don't think that's why we here, y'all. I don't think that's why we here. This shit probably backwards on the fucking screen, too. And I don't believe we're here to dedicate our entire lives to a piece of shit. So yeah, I think I covered everything here. I came up with this earlier when I was on the toilet, and I was like, you know, this is beautiful. And this is some people are different types of learners. They need to they're visual learners. So I just wanted to, you know, come up with this visual masterpiece so people could understand, you know, what's really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? You feel me, Water Style? You know what I'm saying? I'm a visual learner. Okay? So you got a lot of people that qualify as a piece of shit, and the foundation of the relationship is built on shit. It's a shit mountain. They call it. It's not a condo, it's a shit dough. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, that's the lecture. Bye.